they're matchmakers or scouts or whatnot, picking ahead of time. Oh, that guy's so good. Ese es mi gallo. Ese vato right there, that dude, right? And they pick a guy, and then I'm gonna groom him, and we're gonna protect him, right? We're gonna take good care of him because he's the future. And when he's ready, oh, he's going to be a superstar. We're gonna and then we're going to do the big fights, right? Well, how long is that wait? And what about all the other guys you didn't handpick? What about the guys that weren't lucky? Because I think about the guys that accidentally broke into the scene, right? I think about Marcos Maidana, who probably wasn't expected to beat Victor Ortiz, right? Victor Ortiz he looked like a superstar, right? He looked like he was going to be the future. He had to look like he just looked like the next Oscar de la Hoya, right? Marcos Maidana came in and he just probably was very underestimated. Comes in, beats Victor Ortiz, and now Marcos Maidana's in the mix, right? I think about Ricardo Mayorga, who probably wasn't expected to be Vernon Forrest, right? But he burst into the scene, did his thing. I know for a fact Manny Pacquiao wasn't expected to beat Marco Antonio Barrera. Like, he was just supposed to be another guy that Barrera was going to beat, right? Mm-hmm. And look how massive Pacquiao became. Look how big of a superstar he became. Nobody had picked Manny Pacquiao as a young gun. None of these promoters had picked him, right? So, and the reason I'm saying all that, right? And Crawford, nobody looked at Crawford and said, "Oh, that guy, oh, that's the future right there," right? Tim Bradley had a sparring session with him, and he referred him to the top rank and told him this guy's the goods, right? So I'm thinking about like all the talent that's undiscovered, all the talent that nobody knows about because they haven't had their shot, right? They're working part-time as a mechanic or a firefighter or whatever they're doing, waiting for their opportunity, right? Because no one picked them and said, "Oh, this guy's a future star." And I think something that can move faster, keep guys active, get all these prospects and all these contenders to all fight each other, right? Without protecting them, because whoever the top dog is, I mean, it's going to come out on top regardless, right? It may not be the handpicked guy. It may not be the guy that a promoter thinks is going to be a superstar, right? Nobody thought Crawford was going to be the superstar, right? But there's too many guys out there, in my opinion, that are just wasted talent that we never discovered. There could be a guy that gave up on boxing 5 years ago that could have been the best fighter we ever seen,
but he didn't get a break.
Yeah, he didn't get a break.
Correct. That's one thing that the league will do, is because they are not bringing in somebody to groom your young talented fighter. Mm-hmm. They got both sides, so they can't lose.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, one, you may get better decisions because there's not favoritism. Not that this guy has to win or that guy has to win. Whoever wins, wins, which is already a step in the right direction. So at that point, whoever wins deserves the win. And that's what will make it better, because they're not looking to groom a young kid into a superstar. The superstar's going to come out even with a 5-5 record because he beat everybody else.
Yeah.
And he was willing to face everybody else.
Yeah, because there's something Oscar said in that interview that, like, it sounded good, but then I took a step back and I wait a minute. Like, because I'm thinking as a fan, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And he said, "Oh, yeah, like they were doing this contender series where these contenders are fighting each other, and it doesn't make any sense because they're beating each other up, and you're eliminating someone who could potentially be a world champion in the future, right?" Well, guess what? If there's two contenders and one contender beat the guy that may have been a champion in the future, right? I'd rather the guy that beat him win, because I want to I want to see everybody fight each other. I want to see whoever comes out on top come out on top. That's just me, because I think
a good, like what you're saying, and I think we saw it. Not two of the biggest names. Mabili against Lester Martinez, which was a hell of a fight. Yeah. And if the decision, I mean, I thought